Our coworkers, bosses, and employees know us usually as well as our families do because of how much time we spend there. Just like at home, you want your workplace as free of stress and violence as possible. Sometimes those employees snap. And sometimes it happens so frequently that our culture coins a phrase that everyone knows. This council elder-inspired list takes us down the morbid true crime edition of the Twisted 10. This week is the top 10 cases of going postal. Welcome to another episode of The Twisted 10. I am Adam, and I am your host this week. So I have depending on how my voice goes. I've been sick a little bit. I got a really good list prepped for you guys this week. I think it'll be fun. It was inspired by one of our council elders. We'll get into that a little bit later. Sitting across from me in another rearranged setup this week.
One more time. I'm Josh.
There you go.
I'm not you already said that. I'm not your host, but I'm Josh.
And sitting in the seat that doesn't have quite such bad fat lighting on him.
I'm Jabba the Ron.
Jabba the
Ron. Because that's what I look like. Jabba the Ron with like ghost legs last week. Jesus. I was not camera ready.
Funny story, when we first started setting up the cameras tonight for tonight's Twitch stream, Ron pulled up, because last week's episode, if you've watched it, Ron is in kind of a weird angle, because we're still kind of playing around with this.
Let's sell it. I was in a weird angle.
What? No, you were.
The camera was on me. That was the weird angle.
All right, yeah, that's true. But you had on shorts, and you don't know how white your legs are until you see them in this super bright lit. I had blue lighting last week too, so that kind of affected it as well. But man, you had some reflection coming off them white legs.
I'm so white, I'm clear. It's fucking ridiculous. Yeah. I'm a very pale person. I don't get out much.
So Twisted 10 is hosted by Adam, Josh, and Powder.
Yes.
Yeah. Didn't you make that joke? You might have made that joke last week. I
did, but this is the first time anybody paid attention to it when you said it.
Oh, well.
I've made it twice, actually. But no one was like, everyone's like, fuck you with your dumbass joke until Adam says it.
Well, I steal the joke. Funny. I steal the joke like Mencia. No, who does this joke stealing?
No, I think you said that.
Carlos Mencia?
Carlos Mencia.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, come get me, Carlos. Sue me. Give us some
I want that cease and desist letter on my socials.
Damn right. We'd hang that shit up in the studio. Are you kidding?
Well, I'll go ahead and get our shilliness out of the way.
Heck yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. All right. Before we kick it off, thank you to those hanging out on Discord right now, checking out the audio live stream. Who's got the bell? The bell's on the floor. I see it.
I don't know where it is.
All right,
I see the bell over there.
Continue, Josh. I'm sorry.
So
it's way over there. Yeah, it's not my fault.
I got you.
So thanks for Discord. Thanks for hanging out on the live stream there. Link to that to get set up with our free audio live stream. So twisted10.com. That'll get you right there for Discord. Get you set up. It's all free. Get you on the show. Thank you to our Twitch watchers, our Twitchers.
Is that what they're called?
Is there a term for Twitch?
I don't know.
For Twitch users?
For people who watch Twitch.
We're so old.
Viewers.
Our viewers?
Viewers.
They call them viewers.
Thank you, viewers.
I like viewers. So I like listeners for podcasts, and I steal this from, and President Googs might understand where this comes from, but I steal this from another podcast here in Central Florida. The term fans almost sounds pretentious. All right? Because it's a little bit... We don't really
listeners.
It's listeners, and in Twitch it would be viewers. I like viewers better than fans any day of the week. Participants, because we do take some interaction with our listeners.
Some interaction. So thank you to our Twitch viewers then for catching us live tonight. Twitch.tv/twisted10.
It's our second week,
and
we've improved. We got more cameras working. We've got President Googs back there doing fun shit.
I thought, look, the over/under bet for you to actually show back up after seeing our hodgepodge of a rinky-dink setup for a studio, we didn't know if it was going to happen or not, so we're happy to have you back.
But he came back for the money.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
For what all the fat stacks we pay him.
The beers. The beer payment. There you go. You want to, let me know when you need another one, producer. Please don't leave.
Yes. Paid in Modelo.
And, I did this all out of order. Now my notes are all fucked up. Whatever. And thank you to the Twisted Council for supporting the show, our Patreon subscribers. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys, I hope you're enjoying the after show, your exclusive weekly, no, it's been weekly. I think we can call it weekly now. Your weekly after show.
Just about weekly.
Just 42 episodes out there now?
42.
Yeah, nice.
42 episodes, just over 30 hours. If you want access to all of that, starts $5 a month to get you the after show. And then if you want access and to take your support up another level, there is our Council Elders. That is $10 a month. And that gets you our cool keychain.
That's right.
So if you do it for 1 month, it's very valuable. It's worth it. If you do it for like 3 years, that's a very fucking expensive keychain. But we appreciate the support.
That's not the way you sell it, though.
What
Ron.
he said, the second half of what
I'm
he
here
said.
to make jokes, not be a salesperson.
I am sure we'll come up with, as long as our subscribers, council elders, and council members continue to grow, I'm sure we'll have other incentives later. But for now, I mean, we got to start somewhere, and we only have a few thousand Patreon subscribers, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, we don't have that lucrative income like some of those other shows.
We have so many.
President Gooks is like, what the fuck? I'm getting ripped off over here.
We have so many it doesn't even show. Like, it doesn't even register the number now. That's why you don't see how many we have when you go on.
That's right. Yeah.
Patreon was like, we don't want to.
It's not because we turn that off.
We don't want to brag.
But to that end, thank you to our council elders. Thank you to T, Thing2110, Tycho, Louie, Regalia, and Fluff. For being our elders and for taking that support to the next level. You guys rock.
Heck
Wasn't there another one recently added? Sir Respa?
And Sir
yeah, that's right.
My goodness, thank you for keeping me on check, Ron.
Just out of curiosity, you don't have those written. You had those memorized, didn't you? Oh, you do have them written down. Okay, all right.
I do have them written down. Yeah, I memorized them.
I was going to seriously be impressed if you had remembered every single council elder status person. That'd be pretty impressive.
I would love to say that I had them memorized, but that would be a lie. And this is media. We don't lie.
It's not called lying. It's called smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors. And of course, Sir Respa. Sorry about that. I did that last week to Fluff, too. All right, let me update my list. And, of course, to the show sponsor, Manscaped.
For sure.
For 20% off and free worldwide shipping, use code Twisted10 at checkout at manscaped.com.
Absolutely. Hey, when are we getting our new Manscaped stuff?
Honestly, I don't know. Soon,
I kind of poke my head
checks
outside
in the
every
mail.
once in a while to
know.
see if it's there, and I get kind of disappointed when it's only like an Amazon package with some other shit in it.
I'm hoping that at this point we get the 2 mystery items in our box now.
That we can't talk about yet.
But they have 2 new products coming out this month. And they are an expansion on their...
One of their current lines.
Men's... Well, they're new. They're not to rival anything they have now. They're expansion on their men's care.
Wouldn't it be awesome if they went the opposite direction, and instead of men's hair removal, they went into like the stuff you put on your head for balding people?
Like Rogaine?
Like Rogaine for your balls, and it just poofs them out?
No.
Oh, okay.
That would be actually
not their business model, I think.
That would be a genius business model. So you have something that makes your shit grow faster to have to use your lawnmower. Lawnmower wears out quicker, have to buy a new one. I see what they did.
Sell you a knife and Band-Aids.
Yes, exactly.
Self-licking ice cream cone right there, I think.
I've nothing like that, but okay.
I'm going to blame it on my illness
on your
this
cold.
week.
Yes, that was your cold speaking.
Due to my illness, yeah.
But I'm done with all my shills. I got everything out of the way.
All right. Well, do we want to get into the show? You guys ready to hop into this?
I am. All
right, so I have a little bit of a backstory to go through first. So this show, as I kind of mentioned, was a council elder inspiration. And the person that inspired this list also inspired another episode that we've done in the past. However, that was for a point. Like that person provided that list or that recommendation in the past as a, hey, you should do this. This time it wasn't that, but it was a conversation that led into this list. And it's really about... trying to think of the easiest way to say this without giving the show topic away.
Well, only Ron and I are in the dark at this point.
Well, that's true, and all the listeners.
Yeah, all the listeners that are doing already know.
I guess for the live stream. Okay, never mind.
I apologize for coughing on the show this week. We're recording 2 days later. I've been getting over a cold. It's
bubonic plague.
Just at the very ass end of this cold. And so apologize in advance for coughing on mic. I'll do my best not to do it. All right, so fuck it. We'll just deep dive into it. I'm not going to... I'll name the person, but I won't name the exact scenario. So, Fluff, if I fuck this up too much, just let me know and I can edit it in post, but not in the live show. But, hey, we'll figure that out later. Without going into too many details, this person had a note left by a coworker at their office that could be considered a threatening note. All right, so make it a long story short. I'm not going to go into the details because of the sensitivity of the subject, but it was something that was uneasy for other coworkers and our council elder to see posted into the workplace. It was very threatening, sort of, in a very passive aggressive manner. And this person had already been put on kind of like a watch list, like, hey, if you see something
like an FBI watch list.
No, maybe I don't know. I don't know the details of that. Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know how to feel. This has been like a big negative buildup.
It is. Well, no, there's nothing real positive about that. And in fact, the entire list really isn't that positive.
Okay.
We're getting into some pretty nitty gritty shit this week. So, that'll lead into that.
I'll be patient.
It's going to, hey, you guys are going to have to pull comedy out of this somehow. So do your best because you got your work cut out for you. And Ron already said I wasn't funny this week because of my cold. So it's got to be up to the two of you and President Goose.
You know I can make the most horrible situations funny.
Yeah.
I have a dark sense of humor when I need to have it.
Yeah, I guess that's a
Sounds
good
like
point.
I need to pull it out for this
You need to
episode.
pull it out. Whip it out, buddy.
Whip it out.
All right. So
Not on camera.
I know that loosely kind of touched on the subject, but we're going to get into this a little bit. So let's first talk. You guys here in the studio I know, Ron, I know most of your work history. I know what you've done most of your career. Josh, I think I fairly am confident about your entire work history because we've worked together for
up until the past 3 years.
Yeah.
We worked together.
President Googs, I don't know much about your work history other than the few things that you've shared. Have you ever been at a work environment that was just so fucking toxic and so difficult to deal with, either because of other employees, management, whatever, customers, whatever the situation is, that you feel like you're going to hit a breaking point? See what I did there with the plug for the Twitch stream?
I get it.
You feel like you're going to hit that breaking point and you're going to pop. You're going to snap. You're going to do something.
Go Postal.
Fuck you.
Fucking give yourself the plug.
You're cool.
I had a fuck you scenario happen at a restaurant. Yeah, I've worked at 3 or 4 restaurants in my.
Oh, that's real common at a restaurant.
Everyone's addicted to cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, drugs are bad in restaurants.
Drugs and sex, man. That is the theme of working in a restaurant.
There it is.
Drugs and sex.
You used to get some drama out of that twisted painting place you used to work at.
Oh yeah. That was pretty fun.
Oh, you worked at the local one?
Yeah, not the local one, but one in St. Petersburg. Yeah.
Oh.
Painting with a twist. Shout out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Josh was trying to keep it on the DL. And he's like, the address is this. The guy's name was that.
We went to that place.
Here's
here
what happened.
locally.
Here's his address.
It's
the one in
fun.
Cocoa Village.
It's
They're
fun.
Nazis
That place
about
open.
parking. They're
are they?
complete Nazis about parking.
Yikes.
But other than that, they'll tell you if you're not part of their painting
man.
group. Oh yeah, bad.
Yikes.
Anyway, all right, you guys ready to get into this list?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Yes.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Less talky, more twisted 10 lists. Get to the damn show already.
All right, so Ron fucking nailed it. Tonight's list is quite literally the top 10 situations where people have gone postal.
Oh, wow. I
Nice.
did nail it.
Now, this does have a twist, and I'll get to that in a second. I very specifically honed this list down. Going postal, and I'll define it by, what Wikipedia says it is and what our cultural understanding of going postal means. However, it's losing your shit in your workplace. That's really what it boils down to. But the phrase came from some very specific events.
Yeah,
Quite literally
at the post
at
office.
the post office.
Yeah.
And that led me down this train of thought. And really how that stemmed from our council elders' recommendation was this guy could be nuts. I mean, he could be insane. If you don't report certain actions, there are triggers that, counselors or HR people or somebody might recognize in people that could prevent something bad from happening, from somebody going postal in your own workplace. So that's what kind of inspired this list. I'm like, there is, a lot of stories out there about this kind of stuff.
I've never seen anybody go quote unquote postal, or obviously not go postal and shoot up the place. You guys would probably know if I'd been part of that, or seen that.
I would
if
like
I'd
to
been part
think
of it,
so.
I wouldn't be here. But I have seen some people rage quit hardcore on some jobs.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've
Retail
seen
has that happen a lot.
Retail, and especially, but in the restaurant business, because I've worked in a couple scenarios where it was a new restaurant, like first or second night. Oh. That's where you see there will always be a server or two rage quit on a first night of a restaurant opening.
No shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Googs could attest to that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this. Going postal explained. The phrase, quote, going postal is part of America's vernacular slang. It refers to an individual becoming overly stressed and uncomfortably angry while in their place of work and turning that frustration around on their coworkers and occasionally their family. The earliest recorded reference to the term entered America's lexicon in 1993 from an article in the Los Angeles Times. This is a quote. Unlike the more deadly mass shootings around the nation, which have lent a new term to the language, referring to shooting up the office as, quote, going postal, unquote, unquote.
And it's always a white guy.
Almost always.
Let's be honest.
This list might surprise you.
Oh, really?
It's almost always a white guy. But yeah, it's stereotypically, this list did have, I think, 9 out of the 10 of these are middle-aged white dudes.
Man, that's our thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know why. It just is.
All right, so the twist in this is one of these, and you cannot use your phones during this. President Googs, if you figure it out from what you're doing with Discord and stuff. By the way, Discord, please chime in. Twitch, if you're watching live, please engage with us.
Engage.
Or hop over to our Discord. That's where we really pay attention, is in the Discord lobby. Discord, if you guys get it, but hey, congrats. But I don't want Josh or Ron to have any influence on which one is the completely made up and fake twist to the stories of going postal. All of these deal with post office, and employees lose
So
every
these
one
are
of them.
truly going
These
postal.
are true going postal stories.
Oh,
You know
God,
what?
That's, how the hell? There's actually 10?
There's like 40.
No wonder we
It
call
is-
it going postal. What is it about the post office that makes
Have you
that so
been there?
common?
It's miserable.
I'm glad you asked that question.
There's a
because we
lot
might
of
get into
miserable
that.
places where people don't go in and
There are,
shoot
yeah. There are
shoot
lots
people
of
up.
There are lots of miserable places where people lose their shit and either kill or do some damage or completely burn the bridge or go to have criminal charges brought to them for this. But as I was reading through the stories, the post office stories kept popping up in the theme. So I'm like, fuck it, we're just gonna do them all post office related.
That's awesome.
So that's what all of these are.
Talk
They're all
about
post office
staying
related.
true to the title of the episode.
Yeah, damn right.
You know what? My curiosity is so hung up on something. I can't figure out what the twist would be, because when have we ever spoiled a list by Googling something? Like what?
That's a good.
That's why. That's where I'm
question.
at. That's why I'm so
Yeah,
curious.
I don't even know
Which
what
is
the
fine.
twist is to know how I could spoil it.
I mean, I'll be on my phone less people can see me.
Is
now,
there a
so I don't-
fake one?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Oh,
Were you on your
damn it.
phone when I was saying that was a
No.
fake one?
I just zoned out. I don't know.
No. One of these is a completely made up story
Okay.
from beginning to end. All the stories will have 4 things at the beginning: the attacker's name, his age, his or her. No, I think these are all he's. So his age, the location of the shooting, and the date of the attack, and the date of the attack. So location, age, name, and date. So that's everything.
Are they all in the United States?
Yeah, it's more of an American term. So not to say that post
More
office.
of an American tradition.
Yeah, kind of. Pardon me. And it all happened, which is really weird. It all happened during certain time frames, during certain like 15 to 20 years is when this happened. It doesn't really happen so much anymore, and there's a reason for that. The post office, and I'll give them credit
They
where
made
credit
the
is
post
due.
office better to work. Yeah.
They made changes that counseled their leaders and their management into how to have better people skills, because they were running it military style. I mean, the post office was built basically like a pseudo military service, how they organize, how they get tasks accomplished. And the problem is their staff members aren't enlisted, soldiers. They are everyday Joes who can't be nonsensically pushed around like they had been doing. In the early 80s through the late 90s is when all of this happened. That's all of these stories are somewhere in that time frame. So they've made changes in the post office more later now to be a less stressful work environment. It's still a stressful work
except
environment.
during COVID and an election when you have 10 million mail-in ballots per state. That's not a flag on the plate, is it?
Almost. I
That's
see what you did there.
close. I skirted it.
Number 10. Oh, I title these differently. So every one of them is titled by the theme of the story, not by the guy's name or something like that.
Okay.
So number 10 is called Locker Room. Attacker, Warren Murphy. He was 40 years old when he attacked at the post office. This is from New Orleans, Louisiana. Date is December 15th, 1988. In December 1988, Warren Murphy was stressed. His wife had just left him and moved away with their children. The strain affected his work, and he got into an argument with his supervisor, Leonard King, at a post office in New Orleans. Murphy pulled out a gun and shot King in the face. The bullet passed through King's eye, leaving it permanently blind. Now, he didn't kill him with this shot. And the reason he didn't is Murphy was using birdshot. So birdshot is shotgun pellets that are little tiny pebbles, not like big slugs, not like 9mm slugs. Then Murphy began shooting his coworkers and managed to wound 2. He grabbed a hostage and hid in a windowless locker room. Federal agents began a room-to-room search, and they discovered Murphy. He fired shots at the agents, who backed off. Hostage negotiators contacted Murphy, and they spent the entire night trying to coax him out of his room. During the negotiations, he fired 10 or 11 more shots. However, no one was injured. After 13 hours, Murphy finally surrendered. Murphy was sentenced to 16 years in prison. This is New Orleans, Louisiana. This is one of the only stories that doesn't have a death involved.
So do you have this in order of like...
No.
Oh, I thought
no
maybe
order at all.
No death to
No, I did put that one.
Death.
I did put that one at number 10 because I felt that was less.
Wasn't as bad because nobody died.
2, 2, and 1, 3, 2, and 1 really are pretty fucking crazy, and some of these you may have already heard about, but those are the ones I did put those down lower because those are really the catchers. I mean, one of them defines the term going postal. I think that was one of
the
those.
fake one is number 6, by the way.
No, wait, is it? Wait a minute.
Just throwing it out there.
No,
because I'm as good at guessing it without knowing the content as I am knowing it, so I might as well just pick a number. Yeah, 10%
number 6.
chance.
I do need to throw this out there because I did use some quotes in this quite a bit, actually. So references are going to go out to Wikipedia and a new site that I just learned about, which, my God, I never knew about, Murderpedia, which is fucking fabulous.
Postalpedia?
It is.
Missed opportunity.
Postalpedia is good. Murderpedia, though, if you're into true crime, and this is definitely a true crime episode of the Twisted 10, Murderpedia is fucking cool. They deep dive into some of these stories, and a couple of these quotes are directly from there. Also, listverseofficer.com, which is kind of a weird one, but that's okay, and AP News. So those are my references for tonight's show.
That's liberal. No, I'm just kidding. Flag on the play. AP News. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know that it is or isn't.
All right, so pretty easy. One of the things that you'll hear is usually all of these have a motive. Usually there's a catalyst that sets that person to literally go over the edge and go postal. His was his wife leaving him. I mean, that's really what it boiled down to. And he had some arguments with his coworkers and boss and stuff like that. That's okay. Most of these you'll hear that too. However, number 9.
I imagine so. You don't escalate to shooting somebody in the face without at least one argument.
Sometimes though, you'll hear.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's kind of strange.
Oh, okay.
It's like for no reason. It's super
My
bizarre.
wife just left me, and I'm going to go kill Mark because he ate my fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich last week.
Some of these have
that guy.
Some of these, the shooters kill their best friends.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's
Man,
it's
that
ridiculous.
happens. That happens. If I tangent just a bit, and that's happened super recently with sports rivalries. That happened very recently. It might have been Auburn, Alabama, a huge rivalry in sports. I don't know that it was that, but or maybe it was like LSU. Somebody, I can't remember. One of the major SEC team rivalries, and one guy shot his buddy. Like during the game, they got into an argument, shot his best friend.
That's insane.
Called the cops, waited for him. So I just shot my best friend. I killed him. It's nuts over sports. So I guess I could see it a little bit.
Number 9. Number 9 is titled Mystery Motive. They do not understand why this person went on this
He just went postal.
rampage. Just went postal. Attacker's name, John Merlin Taylor.
Fake.
Age 52. Location, Escondido, California. Date, August 10th, 1989. So we went 88 to 89 so far, right? Yeah. All right. The story is a bit of a mystery still. Taylor was, by all standards, an exceptional employee, had received multiple commendations, and was up for the quarterly Postal Worker Award. One of his managers had been quoted saying, "If all of my employees were like Taylor, I'd be Postmaster General by now." So amazing commendations for this guy. He's a great employee. His neighbors called him a quiet person, but often witnessed him tinkering on projects in his yard. There has not been an apparent motive for the following actions. The only sign about this impending attack was a conversation Taylor had with his coworker and friend Johnny Sims about a 1986 shooting at a post office, which we haven't covered yet, but we will. The conversation was jovial and did not raise any flags. Taylor began his murderous spree at home. Investigators found the body of his wife at their home. She had 2 shots in the head from close range, and the scene did not show any signs of a struggle. So either it was, a surprise attack, or, she was pleading for her life or something, but she did not struggle. Taylor, in his post office blues, then drove his 1974 Plymouth Duster to the post office.
Post office blues. Is that like a song they sing when they're depressed?
Yes.
That was a really bad joke. Sorry.
That was
because
I was sick?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. He drove his 1974 Plymouth Duster to the post office to continue his spree. 2 of Taylor's closest friends, Richard Burney and Ron Williams, were his very first targets. As they sat outside on a picnic table where Taylor would join them to smoke cigarettes, Taylor opened fire on them, killing both men. He continued into the post office shooting as he went, but only injuries followed his initial 2 post office victims. He then turned the gun on himself. He did not initially die. He shot himself in the head, and he didn't die initially. He was kept on life support but had no activity in his brain and was later taken off life support. In an apparent suicide note that isn't officially recognized by the police department because they can't source where it came from, Taylor addresses his 2 sons. He said, quote, "Don't let this destroy your lives. Love, old dad." That's all that the suicide note said. And that's it. There was no financial issues that were uncovered. There was nothing that I could
just
find.
Had the post office blues. I'm sorry. Okay, really.
Was that a fake harmonica?
Yeah,
Were you
like
playing
a
a fake
really
harmonica?
bad fake harmonica. I got the post office blues. Okay, that's
My goodness.
Yeah, I need to leave. You said to try and make jokes out of dark.
Oh yeah.
Instances. Apparently, I'm not very good at that.
Oh, was that trying?
No, not at all. That was the fake joke. The real ones will be
Coming
all
later?
the rest of
Okay,
the ones.
all right.
Yeah. Stop
Twitch
coughing.
and Discord, I'm very sorry. Coming off this cold. I wish I was coming off something. All right, number 8.
Wouldn't you rather be coming on something?
On, off, I don't care. Whatever it takes. Number 8 Discord is called Vengeance. My voice broke
Vengeance.
a little bit.
Thy name is
Vengeance.
this person.
He's 13. No. All right, I'm having a time pronouncing this guy's name. McIlvane. McIlvane? McIlvane?
John McClane.
Thomas McIlvane. We'll go with McIlvane. Age 31, Detroit, Michigan, November 14th, 1991. Moving into the 90s a little bit. Letter carrier Thomas McIlvane had a bad temper. He had once been suspended for fighting with customers along his route. It'd be a bad day if you're going out to get your mail from your mail guy and you fist fight the fucking mail guy. It'd be a bad day.
What would you fight about? Dog bite kind of situation, or
I don't know. What would you fight with a postman about? I mean,
I say hi.
yeah,
That's
right.
it. That's as far as I go. Yo, how's it going? That's my interaction
Yeah.
with the mailman.
My son kind of looks like you.
That's kind of
That's funny.
excellent.
He had also had several disputes with his postal managers. McIlvane was soon fired for insubordination. He filed grievances against some of his former bosses and unsuccessfully tried to appeal his dismissal. McIlvane started threatening violence if he was not rehired. That'll always, by the way, always get you rehired. If you're fired, threaten to blow them up. They'll give you your job.
If you don't rehire me, I'm gonna fuck you guys up.
He was saying they took our jobs. All right. He did not get his job back and decided to act on his threats. On November 14th, 1991, McIlvane entered the Royal Oak Post Office in suburban Detroit through an unlocked side door and opened fire. First, he fatally shot General Manager Christopher Carlisle. That sounds like a comic book character's name right there.
Christopher Carlisle.
Who had begun the disciplinary action against McIlvane. Then McIlvane moved through the building and shot anyone who had ever angered him. During his 6-minute rampage, McIlvane managed to kill 3 workers and wound 6. Another 3 workers were injured when they tried to escape out of windows in the 2-story building. So they jumped for their lives.
Windows 95.
No, Windows 91.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Is there a Windows 91? What were the? Let's really tangent.
Windows
Let's go
3.1?
list all the
3.1.
Windows.
That was about the first time it was
MS-DOS and Windows
recognizable.
3.1. Windows 3.1.
Windows 3.1 in like early 90s.
It'd be 91.
Windows 95 is the first
It
one
was
I
out
remember.
in people's hands because the internet was public in 91.
1992 for 3.1.
Damn,
Okay.
look at that. Producer Google with the,
Okay,
with the research.
I tangented way hard. Sorry, Adam. Back to you.
So the end of this one is after McIlvane felt his revenge was complete, he shot himself to death. So good that he did that with the gun.
It's
But
a shame
bad that
he
did everything else.
didn't not die immediately, like the other guy. At least the other guy
I
had to
wish
deal
that
with it
honestly,
as his brain shut down.
I wish that for the purposes of study and understanding serial killers or anybody that goes on these mass shooting sprees, etc., that none of them would kill themselves or be killed by the police, so that we could, better quote unquote study them, analyze their
Flog them.
behaviors to try and have a better shot through even maybe algorithms of picking up people that might be susceptible to this kind of stuff. So the more and more that die, the worse it is for us as a society. Not saying we'll ever be able to even do that. I don't know if we can, but just that's
Well,
always
they've
my
made leaps and
mindset.
bounds in
So rare that they ever live through it. They either shoot themselves or get killed by the cops almost every single time. So we never get to really.
There are some pretty
psychologically
rare
profile them.
occurrences where we have been able to study the minds or the brains and the chemistry and the makeup of people who have either committed suicide and killed themselves, or have done atrocities and didn't die a conventional way where we couldn't use their body to study them. Ironically, Robin Williams was one of those people. Robin Williams hung himself and committed suicide, but he knew something was wrong with him. Later, it was figured out, and I don't remember exactly what the name of the disease was, but he was suffering from a very serious onset of this disease that triggers dementia.
Was it like a CTE situation?
I don't know what that is.
That's common in football players. I mean, I know that Robin Williams obviously wasn't a football player, but
from multiple concussions?
From multiple concussions, getting bashed in the head, CTE. I think
this is a genetic.
I hope I have this right.
Disorder.
I think it was Junior Seau, who he committed suicide. I'm pretty sure it was him. He committed suicide, but when he
Dolphins?
Yeah, he did play for the Dolphins a little bit, mostly for the Chargers. When he killed himself, he shot himself in the chest, not the head. It was almost like purposely.
I don't think it was Sale. I think I know who you're.
Yeah, I thought that was Sale.
Discord, Twitch, hook us up with that answer. We don't know who that is.
But yeah, and Aaron Hernandez, by the way, he had horrible CTE.
Yeah.
When
Robin Williams was a genetic
later.
disorder in the brain, and it was a very specific diagnosable disorder now, but wasn't available to be diagnosed when he was going through his problems.
It was called Lewy body dementia.
That's it, Lewy body dementia. Yes,
and he was experiencing paranoia, confusion, insomnia. That's a word.
Insomnia.
Help me out one more time.
Insomnia.
Okay, I'll just leave it to you guys. And constipation and lacking the ability to smell.
Yeah, that's nuts. Anyway,
well, if you're constipated, who cares if you can't smell? Oh, that was bad.
Number 7.
Oh, that was bad.
Number 7 is called Brown Bagging It.
Are we back on the constipation
That's a
thing?
perfect mask.
Kind of.
Perfect mask.
The perfect mask.
Did you create these fun little names, by the way?
Yeah, I read the stories and then add the
didn't
title.
just name it. This guy,
No,
Brown
like
Bagging
vengeance. This guy was seeking vengeance.
Is there a
pretty
double
straightforward.
wrapping it story in here too?
A double wrapping it story.
Double wrapping it doesn't work. It's bad practice.
I know. I'm just being stupid.
Is that 2 condoms?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. He definitely wouldn't know anything about condoms. He got like 14 kids. I'll just mess with you, dude.
That was a better joke.
Yeah, a little bit.
Not bad.
And sometimes in life we laugh because it's funny and we laugh because it's true.
You said that last week too.
Yes, because
Are you Neil deGrasse Tyson it, trying to come up with the ultimate quote for your career?
Sometimes it's not even my quote. It's from Robert De Niro in Untouchables when he's playing Al Capone. I stole it from him.
So you Mencia'd it.
Yes, I did. I'm in see most of my my fun jokes.
I get most of my jokes.
That's not true.
Number 7, Brown Bagging It. Attacker Bruce Clark. Age 59, location City of Industry, California. Date July 1955. I don't actually have the date. Just July 1955. Bruce Clark was a quiet. That guy's name is kind of hard to say fast. Bruce Clark was a quiet, unassuming man who was nicknamed quote Catman unquote because he took care of so many cats. Clark had not caused any problems in his 22 years working for the Postal Service in City of Industry, California, and had never had any conflicts with any of his coworkers. Early one morning in July 1955, Clark and his supervisor, James Whooper, got into an argument. I just like the name Whooper. Clark punched his boss.
Is that why you put it to this fake story?
This is number 7. This isn't number 6, Ron.
I don't know. Feeling like this is the fake one. I feel like they're all the fake one. That's what sucks. I suck at this
James
game.
Whooper got into an argument with one of his with his supervisor. Clark punched his boss in the back of his head and walked away. As Whooper was talking to his own boss about the incident, Clark returned with a paper bag. Whooper asked, "What's in the bag?" And Clark pulled out the revolver. He fatally shot Whooper in the chest and face. Most of the building's 75 workers hid under the desk or fled the room. However, 2 grabbed Clark and wrestled his gun away. They held him until police arrived. Clark gave no reason for the shooting, and there had been no reports of trouble between the pair. Police were unable to find a motive for the crime. Clark showed no remorse for his actions and was sentenced to 22 years in prison. So kind of a motive, but kind of not. I mean, he got into a fight and he just took it to the next level. He road raged at the post office and shot the dude.
Like, people be crazy, man. I mean, we think, they're just normal people, but behind the scenes, they're angry, they're pissed, they're at home, they're freaking angry all the time, watching TV. Something just
I will tell you something that
sets them off. Sports, politics, family shit, who knows?
A theme that carries on throughout almost every one of these is length on the job. Most of these people that are the shooters have been there like 20, 25 years at the post office. They've been there for so long that they're, maybe they needed a change. Maybe they needed to go change careers, change into a different profession.
I wish we had and could play. We had queued on Seinfeld, the going postal thing is mentioned to Newman because, Newman's a postal worker. And Seinfeld asks, why does that happen anyway? And he's like, because the mail never stops. It just keeps coming and coming. And then it's sweepstakes season. And then it's Christmas. And he's like, starts freaking out. It's hilarious.
That's funny. Number 6.
Number 6.
I think all of us can kind of associate ourselves with this one from time to time in our lives. Passed up for promotion. That's the title of this one.
That's the title of Adam's life. No, I'm just kidding.
No, not really.
Till recently.
Not really. Look at this dude.
Yeah,
I know what he's doing.
Yeah, till recently. Now you're the man. Now you're letting.
I'm not passed up for promotion.
Now you're passing other people
passed up for pussy. I mean, promotion. What? All right, the attacker is Lawrence.
Passed up for pussy. That's good. I like
Lawrence Jason. Jasion. Jasion? Jason, we'll go with Jason. Lawrence Jason.
How'd you spell that?
Jasion.
Jason. It's French.
Jason. Lawrence Jason. Sacre bleu. Good day, mate. Age.
Goose is totally
Producer
lost by
solely
that one.
lost it there. Age 45. Location Dearborn, Michigan. Date May 6, 1993. In May of 1993, Lawrence Jason. I'm just gonna throw French out there.
Just take it even farther.
A 20-year veteran of the United States Postal Services in Dearborn, Michigan, was upset that a female coworker, Sandra Brandstatter, had received a promotion that he had wanted. He sent her multiple threats, because that'll always help get you the job.
That'll do it.
And she warned postal managers that he could be dangerous. Federal officials interviewed Jason and determined that he was lucid, rational, and did not pose a threat. Oh, little do they know. Jason had once warned his previous supervisor that he intended to go to work and, quote, shoot everybody, unquote. He told his former supervisor this. Red flag?
This is a red flag. What are you going to do with this, boss?
Exactly.
Nothing.
He decided to do just that. Jason hid 3 handguns inside a donut box reinforced with heavy cardboard. He brought his guns into the post office garage and opened fire. Jason targeted Brandstatter, and he shot her once in the head and once in the back. He also shot and killed postal mechanic. Poor guy, just out there working on the fucking post office vehicles. Gary Montes.
I was like, does he fix the boxes? Wah, wah.
And wounded maintenance supervisor Bruce Plum. After he finished his rampage, Jason killed himself. Sacre bleu! Shot my head off.
Sacre blew his head off.
Sacre blew my head off. So again, a longtime employee of the Postal Service.
Yeah, definitely.
Going postal.
That's the theme. Like 20 years. They hit 20 years. It's like they need to force these people to retire at 20 years. You're done. 20 years, you're dangerous. Get out.
You know what's
Go work for UPS. Kill those
such
people.
a weird state of affairs because you're telling these, and I was like, going postal, he only killed 2 people.
Yeah, it's not. So you
so
gotta.
Weird.
It was hard to, when I first began this. It was hard to detract from the mass shootings versus going postal, like getting frustrated and stressed out in your workplace. And as I started differentiating, like the Columbines from going postal events of like people in workplaces that are just losing their shit, so many of those just in the workplace stories ended up being the post office stories. I'm like, fuck it, let's theme the entire show around the true going postal post office stories by current or former postal employee workers. So yeah, there's a lot of mass shootings out there, and so I didn't want to make this a mass shooting episode. I wanted to make it a going postal episode.
Going postal.
So kind of playing on the theme of Fluff's recommendation, or not recommendation, but own personal experiences. Does
she work at the post office?
No. I'm not going to dime out where she works. I'm not going to dox her, but I don't even know officially where she works, but
do it.
Where? No.
Wow, you're a bad influence over there, sir.
At the post office is where she works. That's
no.
really...
The point is to take any kind of threat in a workplace, even if it's passive aggressive, seriously, because you really, if you wait because you hesitated about, a bad assumption, that could literally cost you your life. So in this situation, because I won't dime out all of the information, but she did the right thing. She reported it to the correct people, and action was taken. And so be it.
As a retail manager of 20 years, I've had one set of employees actually get into a fist fight in my store.
That's awesome. Wait, was that me? Wait a minute.
No.
Right.
I had another guy start to fight each other, and one dude picked up like a box cutter. And the dude who did it was like 81 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. Yeah.
Postal?
No,
I'm kidding, I know,
no,
I'm kidding.
no, not him. And then
I used to work for Ron, President Googs, to tie it all together. Ron was one of my very first retail store managers ever.
And I
At a
saw
Foot
two
Locker or something like that?
customers.
Yeah, shoe store, yeah.
Shoe store.
I saw two customers get into a fist fight at Barnes & Noble. Like, right, yeah, they got into a fist fight. I saw that.
Over what?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. They like bumped into each other at the doorway, and
really?
one person didn't say sorry, so that other person made that person be sorry that they didn't say sorry. Yeah, it was all on camera too. I had one camera in the store working. It was the front door.
Was it at least Christmas time?
It was close to Christmas time. Yeah, I was really close to it too. You had to call the police. It was
Damn, dude.
You know, it's pretty good stuff.
All right. Well, before we take our break here in studio and go hang out with the live streams, I have a quick word from our sponsors, Manscaped.
Nice. Get that plug bell ready, Ron.
This holiday season, I'm giving thanks to our friends at Manscaped. Do I tell my extended family that I have the Performance Package 4.0 from the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming? Not to mention, it includes their Lawnmower 4.0. Excuse me. It includes their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer to tame my bush and score brownie points with the in-laws.
Wait a minute. How the in-laws going to see that bush?
Gift yourself Manscaped or the man in your life who needs it. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with 20% off and free shipping with the code TWISTED10 by going to manscaped.com.
Get your bush ready for your Speedo and your in-laws.
Don't forget Manscaped's liquid formulations. They're like the pumpkin pie and ice cream after Thanksgiving dinner. Can't live without it.
God, I love that, Josh. That was awesome. And for an extra special gift this year, buy your father-in-law a Manscaped
Apparently.
lawnmower. Nice. All right, Discord, we're hanging out with you in the break, and everybody else will be back in a few minutes.
One of these days I'm gonna have to choose. That's why it's such a crying shame that I'm still loving you. Oh, well, it's a crying shame I'm even crying at all. Though tears may fall, I still have my alcohol. That's why it's such a crying shame that I'm even crying at all. Seems I've loved and lost another for the 10,000th time. I'm angry and confused, but I was a fool to forget that I'll always be alone, just shamefully still crying over you. I seem to be up past 2. Ain't that the truth? And it's all probably because of booze. That's why it's such a crying shame that I seem to be up past 2. Oh, as my luck would have it, I see I've reached a limit with such a saddening point of view. I'm stripped to my desire for some brand new first impression, just to shamefully still crying over you. It's a crying shame I'm still loving you. Ain't that the truth? I know it's all cause of booze. That's why you're such a crying shame that I'm shamefully still crying over you.
Woo! And welcome back to the Twisted 10. That was Truphonic, Crying Shame. It is the same song we used last week, but you know what? I kind of love it, so it's in there. I'll go back to my good old-fashioned City by the Sea probably in 3 weeks when it's my turn to host again.
Or if we can get one of these copyright companies to email us back.
Yeah, we have pursued last week's episode. Here's a little behind the scenes. So last week's episode, we aired, what song was that? Ron, you sang part of it last week.
You think I'm sexy.
If you think I'm...
Oh, yeah, the Rod Stewart song.
Do it again. Give us
If you want my body and you think I'm sexy. I can't do more than 10 seconds because I sound so much like him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That will get shut down.
Anyway, we aired that. We haven't received any kind of notification or cease and desist or anything like that, but it probably wasn't wise for us
I'm
to
offended.
do that.
I mean, we gave him credit and the production studio credit. Like, we did all the things, I think. I think we did it right.
I think so. I think
Maybe.
you're right.
I don't know. We're trying to get...
But yeah, we're trying to be legit and get our license through BMI or through whoever one of the other companies are that allows you to license
Body mass
rights.
index?
No.
No,
Actually,
you said
it's
BMI.
Recording Industry Association of America. No,
Yeah,
not
because
them.
that's BMI for sure.
The one we landed on was not one that I had heard of. It was like ASPIAC.
Oh, ASCAP. The ASCAP
ASCAP.
license. Yeah.
ASCAP.
So basically, that gives us rights to use up to 850,000 artists' songs, and most of the big names are on there. Some of the really special avant-garde, like Prince, you can't get on some of those things because Prince's labels were very unique. But it can get most of the songs, would have included that one too. So we're trying to get legit. So we want to say thank you to our council members and our council elders because the money you guys chip in through Discord, through Patreon, helps us get to the point where we could afford licensing like that. So that goes a long way. Your support to the show allows us to bring more content to the show and get more features, more...
And new toys like cameras.
And maybe even one day give a paycheck to our producer Googs, who's hanging out in studio with us again. So
Hoping one day to at least get like a ham sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or a blowjob.
Hey, we almost
From
bought
Adam.
pizza. We almost treated ourselves to pizza for the first time.
Well, our very first Twitch stream.
We almost bought pizza.
Our very first Twitch stream in here. Our very first Twitch stream had a Domino's commercial the entire time. We should get kickbacks from Domino's for that.
Yeah, they owe us money. Call them.
Yeah,
Adam.
I got it.
You call them.
Wait, put Ron on it.
No, I got it.
President Googs. All right,
First time we're
What's the
deciding to get
producer
Domino's
for?
to pay us.
get us the millions. All right,
They can pay, and by the way, they really could pay us some pizza. I would not complain.
That's totally fine.
That's what deal I've been trying to work out with Angel's Envy. I want them to pay us in bottles of booze to do product placement in the show.
Oh yeah, that was so.
There has got to be some distillery somewhere in this country that is willing to pay us in booze. There has to be, even if it's small. There's got to be somebody.
I mean, we could reach out to our old sponsors for the old show.
A
We
new
have
one just
local
opened up
breweries.
in Cocoa Village. They just opened up like a distillery.
An actual distillery?
Yeah, it's a distillery and restaurant. They just opened up in
We would
Cocoa Village.
absolutely.
We have a tie-in to Cocoa Village. We know the owner of Village Idiot Pub, Jason. He used to
Great.
sponsor the show.
Great
So we
place.
might be able to get a tie-in because he knows most all the business owners in Cocoa Village. That's not bad.
I was just there. Just this Village Idiot.
We did karaoke there one time. Wasn't that for your wedding
It was
reception?
it was for a wedding
That was a lot of
reception.
fun.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So recap: top 10 times people went postal or going postal episode. Number 10 is the locker room. Now going back through these, I'm realizing naming them the way I did doesn't really necessarily remind you of everything that I might have talked about during that. That's okay.
It's fine.
Number 9 was the mystery motive. Nobody ever knew why John Merlin Taylor did that. Number 8 was vengeance. That's for well, I can't remember what it was. Number 7 was brown bag in it.
But you have the list in front of you.
Yeah, but I have to
All of-
reread
You don't want
it
to
all.
reread the whole thing. That's funny. I can't remember what that was. Good job. You're
he the
really
one who
selling
shot
it
the
to the new
smokers?
people.
They shoot the smokers? No, that was 7.
Plymouth Duster. Yeah, so the guy in the mystery motive drove in the Plymouth Duster and shot his friends that were smoking outside. Yes.
Aha! I did it.
All right, number 8 was vengeance. That was... God damn it, I should have remembered these better.
Yes.
He was fired for insubordination, and took his frustration back out. Number 7 was Brown Bagging It. That was the Cat Man, by the way, the guy who had cats and was nicknamed the
Why
Cat.
was it Brown bagging it again?
Because he brought the gun in a brown bag after his confrontation. And number 6 was Passed Up for Promotion, which was Lawrence Jasion, who lost his promotion.
Which one's is gonna be called Cliff Clavin? It. Just kidding. Because
that would have been fucking
because
brilliant.
he was a postal worker.
Well, I should have put that.
Well, Normie.
Sorry.
Nami.
So we have any show business, or are you ready to get back to the list?
I was looking over it, and I mean, we do have. This is where we would normally fit the after show clip.
Yeah, no after show clip this week.
We don't have one, but if you want access to 30 plus hours, I'll still do it. If you want access to 30 plus hours of additional content, go to patreon.com/twisted10 or twisted10.com, and that'll link you there. Starting at $5 a month gets you access to all that.
What on, Joe?
There we go. Number 5.
Number 5.
This one's called Sleeping on the Job. Attacker Anthony, I don't know how to pronounce this, Deculit.
Deculit?
Is that Deculit?
Desolate.
It kind of looks like Deculit. Yeah, Deculit. Deculit. We're going to go with Deculit. Anthony Deculit, age 37, location Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Date December 19th, 1997, the most recent of our attacks so far.
97 is so far. You still
so
have
far.
more to go.
Turned down for promotion to a day job and written and a write-up by a supervisor, John Chitwood, for sleeping at work. A postal clerk pulled a pistol and settled some old scores during an overnight holiday rush shift at his post office. Anthony Deculit, what did we say?
Deculit. I don't know.
Anthony
change it every time.
Killed a coworker he had feuded with, wounded the supervisor who had reprimanded him, and injured another worker before he put the 9mm handgun into his own mouth and ended his life. He had friends. His friend. So this is again Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I'm reading this in a Jersey accent in my head. So his friends begged him not to do it. They said, quote, "I said, Tony, you got a wife, a brand new baby. Christmas is right around the corner in 5 days. We'll be off. You don't want to do this," said postal worker
was maybe
Michael Witowski.
Your best accent ever.
Oh, really?
I was waiting
solid.
for a complete atrocious shit show. And I was kind of disappointed, but I was impressed at the same time.
Oh, Ron is, he's back to loving me again. At the beginning of the show, he didn't. He was all on my shit.
You don't get any booty, so I'm at least trying to give you
right.
some strokes of your ego, since you can't get strokes of your dick.
No, that was funny.
That's a shirt, man. That's a freaking shirt.
Don't stroke my ego, stroke my dick.
So first, this Anthony guy targeted Chitwood, shooting her in the eye. Then Deculit turned his attention to coworker Deculit. Russell Smith. The pair had many disagreements and did not speak to each other. So that's really where it started, is with this guy, and then he got reprimanded. So he had a confrontation with coworker over a long period of time, and then he got reprimanded for it, and then he shot the boss that reprimanded him and the guy that he had the confrontation with. Deculit fatally shot Smith in the head, back, and arm. That's doing the job. During his frenzy, Deculit also injured co-workers Roderick Patterson, who was shot in the toe as he fled. It's kind of a weird spot to get shot at.
Head, back, and arm. He's dead, but I still don't want him to be able to jerk off.
How do you get shot in the toe?
Yeah, I don't know.
I presume he was running.
Yeah, as he fled. As he fled. Ricochet, maybe?
I guess, or on the back swing of his foot. Maybe he's like, fuck this, full tilt running. Got shot in the...
Whereas during firefights of any kind, the stress and anxiety is so high, and just emotions are running crazy. You'd never know where your shots are going to go in those situations. So getting shot in the toe, I guess, is an easy way out.
Yeah, I bet.
Did
he also go to work and tell his boss, I'm going to show up with a gun?
Yeah, not that one.
Did he also get away with that play?
How's my hair, Twitch? I'm sorry.
What?
I'm just throwing it out there.
Ron is so concerned with how he looks because last week's
I looked like
camera angle was not very flattering.
I swear, ladies.
Turn the lights on.
I swear, ladies or lady. I don't look that bad in person. I look I look like a fucking just a dump of.
It's not your fault, Ron.
I look like a bag of potatoes.
You know the saying, don't you?
Sitting in the chair.
The camera adds 45 pounds. 55, 110.
Yeah, God.
I mean, you were just at
I'm
a bad
little
angle.
overweight. Yeah, but damn.
Aren't we all? Well, all right, not these
Josh.
two. So me
or
and you.
definitely not Googs. Yeah, aren't we all? Me and you, Adam.
Look, Googs could come up to one of these cameras, lift his shirt, and the structure of his abdominal muscles would be so intense that HDMI would have to be redefined. All right? So that's what we're competing against with Daddy Belly 1 and Daddy Belly 2 over here. Man. Josh is a ways off. He still has that young hips.
Josh caught himself on our path and said to himself, I don't want to look like Ron and Adam. And he worked.
That's why.
At losing those last.
That was it.
Look, what'd you lose? Like maybe 20, 30 pounds? And you're a small guy, so losing 30 pounds is a massive amount of weight for you.
Back in. I mean, you're talking about like back in like.
What? It is.
It didn't sound like it.
where if I lose 30 pounds, nobody fucking notices.
I can lose 30 pounds with a good shit sometimes, all right?
That was a hard tangent, sorry.
My vanity is why I got in shape.
Yeah, sorry.
That is an accurate statement.
No, that's fine.
That's okay. That's allowed.
You look great.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I stopped eating. That was the trick. I don't do anything. I just eat less.
Fork put downs.
Yeah. That is my weight loss strategy.
Eat less.
That feels like a dig, so let's continue on.
Number 4. I know these two are animal lovers. You're an animal lover too.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Number 4 is titled Not the Dog. Yeah, this is sad. All right.
I bet I know what happens.
Did the dog go postal?
The dog went postal.
The dog got a gun.
Bit the postman. No. Attacker Mark Hilbun, age 38, location Dana Point, California. Date May 9th, 1993. Went backwards a little bit from 97. In Dana Point, California, Mark Hilbun's, it is Bun, right? Yeah, not Burn. Yeah, Hilbun's coworkers were afraid of him. Hilbun was assessed with Kim Springer, a woman with whom he worked, and followed her on her route and harassed her. So this is another post office worker following another post office worker. Springer reported him to the supervisors, and he was fired. This is setting up for a very, elegant, I'm sure, a respectful and mature adult decision by Hilbun. Hilbun continued to stalk her and send her a note that threatened to kill her and her boyfriend. Sorry, pardon me. The post office where Hilbun had worked warned its employees to watch out for him. However, Hilbun still managed to enter through a side door in May of 1993.
That sounds like a theme there. Entering through the unlocked side door.
Just lock your fucking side doors, post offices. That's all you got to do.
That's how you solve this
somebody
problem.
didn't learn from the other incident.
That's how the post office has solved this workplace violence. They just lock their doors.
Just lock the side door.
Keys.
He burst into the office screaming, Kim! Kim! But did not see her. This guy had a problem. He was hard up for some Kim. Hilbun fatally shot his best friend, Charles T. Barbagallo, and ordered the rest of his coworkers to get on the floor. A postal clerk, Peter Gates, ran in to help Barbagallo. Peter Gabriel ran in to help Barbarella and was wounded in the gunfire. So he shot the guy trying to help the guy he'd already shot. Hilbun fired a few shots into the postmaster's door before leaving the building. Then he drove to a nearby garage, attempted to rob an employee, John Kersey. The pair fought and Hilbun shot Kersey in the arm. Later, Hilbun stole magnetic business placards from another vehicle to disguise his truck, because that will disguise your truck, is putting on magnetic placards. The owner of the business, Patricia Salot, noticed the signs and confronted Hilbun. He shot her 6 times. Police discovered Hilbun was behind the shootings, and they went to his mother's home to try to catch him. Police found the bodies of his mother and her dog. They had been stabbed to death. Poor dog. Hilbun tried to rob 3 people at bank teller machines, shooting and injuring 2 of them. Then he took the money he had made, and where do you think he went?
To the post office to buy stamps.
The bank?
The script club.
The bar. It might have been a strip club, but I don't know. It was to a bar.
No,
two customers.
The script
I know
club.
where you're going.
Okay.
With that. 2 customers recognized him from TV reports, so they called the police, who arrived and arrested Hilbun. He was given 7 life sentences.
If that guy had only killed a dog, there would be a statue. If he had only killed a dog, there'd be a statue of him in front of every post office. All the postmen like, yes, our hero. He stabbed the shit out of that dog who kept biting him. Like 10 people just signed off right now from that joke. Yeah. I'm not
I'm not gonna attack your bad joke because you've been defending me lately, so I'm gonna keep on that roll.
I'm not condoning. No, that's bad, right? What is it when you are in favor of doing something?
Condoning is right.
That is right. Okay, I'm not condoning stabbing dogs.
Damn it,
by
Josh.
the way.
When Ron asks for clarification on a word,
You should
make
give
up
me
an
the wrong clarification.
antonym.
You should give me the wrong
An
clarification.
antonym for the word you're looking for.
Condone means it's bad. You don't want that one.
It does sound right if you listen to that word condone.
Because the D is heavy. D's are usually negative words, negative descriptive words.
Cliff fucking Clavin. You just Cliff Clavin on your Postal show. I like it. Congratulations.
Number 3. This is where they like that one.
Kind of ramp up, right?
This one ramped up a little bit. That one there because of the amount of victims, and he took it outside of the post office.
And the poor puppy.
These next stories are just fucking bizarre, so we're gonna go with that. This one's titled. Number 3 is titled. That's a home run. Sorry, voice is kind of going. Attacker Chris Ringle, age 55, location Jacksonville.
Chris Ringle?
Jacksonville, North Carolina. Date June 25th, 1997. So we're back to 97 again. Chris was a model postal worker and received multiple commendations from his management. He had been a postal worker for almost his entire career, beginning at the young age of 17, so 37 years of a postal employee. While only being 55, he appeared much older with a full white beard and generally jolly attitude. This is super ironic. Toward all of his coworkers, management, as well as people on his routes. He was so beloved that he would often portray Santa at postal Christmas parties and even was invited.
This is the fucking fake one. Chris Ringle.
Ringle.
Wait, is Chris Ringle the Chinese Chris Kringle?
Chris Ringle.
Chris Ringle.
No, this is not a fake one.
God, that is so bad.
Invited to coworkers' houses to portray the same character as
You can't
for their
just say
children.
in the middle of the show whether it's the fake one or not. Because then
I
you're
can't say it.
eliminating it. As a possible option.
But maybe I'm
when
throwing
you
you
ask
a
us at the
diversion.
end. No, it's the fake one. I'm going with it.
Wait till you hear what he did. You might change your mind. After his incident, when coworkers of Chris were interviewed, they would remark how out of character it was for him to portray anything so violent. Chris was up for his retirement very soon from the post office and was eagerly looking forward to his retirement with his longtime wife, Goody. The post office has since done away with retirement plans similar to what Chris was up for and replaced it with more conventional 401k style contributions. However, Chris was eligible at the time, 97, for full retirement compensation equivalent to his full-time salary since he had devoted 37 years to the post office. So big, humongous retirement on the hook.
Pension or whatever.
Yeah, huge one. He had dreams of moving to the tropics with his wife and buying all the Hawaiian flowery shirts he could find. 1 week prior to Chris's retirement, his supervisor, Ethan, filed a formal complaint to the postmaster of the local district, accusing Chris of stealing food from the employee's break room. After video evidence of the act was provided to the postmaster, Chris admitted he had been the person who stole from the other employees and offered to compensate them for the food, which was totaled less than about $10 worth of snacks.
All right, still a dick move, but like
Post office,
right,
yeah. Post office policy required law enforcement to become involved and led to Chris being fired 3 days prior to his retirement.
Stealing snacks.
Being fired from retirement or being fired from the post office nullified his retirement because he didn't make it to the date that he had to make it to. Chris returned the next day to the post office, and remember this title was That's a Home Run. Chris returned to the next day to the post office in Jacksonville and murdered his former supervisor, Ethan, with a baseball bat and quietly sat waiting for his impending arrest. He is currently serving a life sentence in North Carolina and has refused to be examined for mental evaluations. That one fits the perfect stereotype of pleading insanity. That is super traumatic to lose your entire retirement and not justifying his actions of murder. All right, never going to do that. But come on, Dad.
Over some snacks, though? Like, I get it's policy, but, like, his boss was either chasing that bottom line or didn't like it.
What if the guy had been stealing snacks for 37 years and finally like, I've had him enough! This guy's not going to get a full retirement. He's been stealing my shit all this time. Fuck this guy. I'm setting up a hidden fucking, what do you call those things? Teddy bear cameras or something. What if that
Nanny cam.
A nanny cam?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but it just... Even so,
I almost feel for the attacker in this one. I get
the attacker. I'm not saying it's right, but that would be so fucking infuriating Be like, it's snacks.
Yeah.
It's snacks. Fuck you, Ron. I'm coming to work. I got a baseball bat. Fuck you for ruining the rest of my life over some fucking potato chips. Like, I get.
I might go Postal over that. I could see somebody just flipping out years and years and 3 days before over some fucking snacks. That's messed up. It's the fake one anyway.
You guys want $1,000 in potato chips?
Chris Ringle, Santa.
Chris Ringle.
Come on.
What was his wife's name again?
Goody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think 7's the fake one.
Goody Claus.
Number 2. This one's called Fak'n Samurai.
Did you spell it Fak'n?
Fakn. Fak''N. Fak'n Samurai.
Excellent.
Attacker. Dale Earnhardt. Do you think this one's the real one? No, I'm kidding.
His name is actually Dale Earnhardt.
No, it's not. The last guy was named Chris Ringle, though. Attacker, Joseph Harris, age 35, location Ridgewood, New Jersey, date October 10th, 1991. In Ridgewood, New Jersey, Joseph Harris did not get along with his boss, Carol Ott. Couldn't have been Karen. Anyway, Carol Ott. She had filed a harassment report against Harris and demanded that he take a fitness for duty exam, which can involve physical and psychological evaluations. Harris refused to take the test, and he was fired. He warned Ott that he was going to, quote, get her, unquote, after he was fired. In October 1991, Harris dressed himself in black military fatigues, black combat boots, a black hood. He gathered his weapons. Listen to this arsenal. A handgun, a machine gun, 3 hand grenades, some homemade bombs, and a samurai sword.
All right, Neo, come on.
Right? Then he drove to Ott's home. Harris sneaked into his former supervisor's house and shot and killed Ott's fiancée. Then Harris crept into Ott's room and stabbed her to death with his sword. So he actually used the fucking samurai sword. Harris left the home and drove to the post office where he used to work. He hid in the basement. When 2 mail handlers arrived, he forced them into a small room and shot them to death. A truck driver went into the basement and Harris shot at him. The man fled and called the police. Police investigated the post office and discovered Harris, who threw explosive devices at them. Police negotiated with Harris. He surrendered 4 hours later. Although Harris was sentenced to death, he died 3 years later from a fatal stroke. So end result ends the same way. He died in prison. So good for him. But that is the one out of this entire list that is not your stereotypical white guy. All the rest of them have been stereotypical white guys.
Yep.
Angry white dudes with guns.
And samurai swords and bombs and machine guns
America.
and homemade bombs. Yeah, dude. That's
Fucking America, man. Sorry.
ready for number 1?
I am.
All right. So this one is the reason, or the coining of going postal. I saved this one for number 1 for that reason, because this one's the one where going postal was coined.
Fake.
If there's one that's not, it's this one.
Yeah, the number 1 one's not allowed to be fake.
That would be some bullshit. Be like, what do you mean the most exciting one is fake?
Number 1 is titled What a Relief. This going postal event technically happened prior to the coining. Oh no, so this isn't the coining of the event one. Damn it, which one was the coining of the term? Oh, I'll have to go back and find it.
Number 1's
came
fake.
From 93, so that would have to be 92. 91? I don't know. I don't remember. All right, anyway. This one has the most attention when going. If you search going postal, this will be the number 1 story.
Was this
that will
the
hit.
catalyst of calling going postal, going postal? Is that one on here? No?
Welcome to the show, Ron. You put your phone down. Thank you. I just said it. Yes, I actually
barely touched my phone.
I actually introduced this number 1 as the going postal coining story, and then I recanted. It happened just prior to coin. Whatever. So no, it's not. It's not officially that one. That is one of these. I don't remember which one it is though.
The fake one?
This going postal event technically happened prior to the coining of the phrase, but absolutely checks all the boxes to be included on this list. The shooting is believed to be the catalyst for the term. So believed to be. Attacker Patrick Sherrill. Sherrill. Interesting spelling. Age 45, location Edmond, Oklahoma. Date August 20th, 1986. Sherrill was what the USPS calls a relief carrier. Oh, what a relief title. See, relief. See what I did there? You get it.
I get it.
Basically, he did not have a designated route and would fill in for other drivers when there was a vacancy on their route. His position did not have the stability as other USPS workers with designated routes. In post-shooting interviews with his coworkers and management, they had contradicted reports of his work ethic and general attitude. Some called him erratic and irritable, while others said his work performed well, but was badgered by management. Some people took up his side on the situation as opposed to him being erratic. Pardon me. Sherrill was an ex-Marine and an expert marksman. He served in the Air Force National Guard as a handgun instructor. 2 of the weapons he used for his rampage were taken from the National Guard Armory, which is kind of sketchy. On August 19th, 1986, 2 supervisors named Richard Esser and Bill Bland had given Sherrill a reprimand, which is believed to be the catalyst to the shootings. On the morning of August 20th, 1986, Sherrill entered the USPS facility just before 7 a.m., packing 2 .45 caliber pistols. The facility had approximately 100 workers present during the attack. Sherrill immediately sought his 2 supervisors in his revenge-driven murder spree. Shortly after 7 in the morning, Sherrill killed one of his 2 supervisors, Richard Esser. In an ironic twist, Bill Bland, the other supervisor, had never been late to work his entire career. However, this morning, he overslept and arrived an hour after the massacre had already occurred. Good day to sleep in. Sherrill went on to kill an additional 13 people before turning the gun on himself. And that is your top 10 going postal stories.
So now we have to figure out the fake one.
You have to figure out the fake one. I hope that I've got enough of a wild card tangent in there to actually throw you off.
You know,
I'll recap them for you. All right, so go ahead.
I was going to say there's some common threads here. Middle-aged, older white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Worked there a long time.
Worked there a while. Angry.
Some
Shot
of them,
people.
some of them not angry, but most of them angry. Yeah.
Shot some people. I don't like. It's going to be a tough one. This is going to be tough to.
All right, I'm gonna go back through them real quick. Number 10 was the locker room story with Warren Murphy. Number 9 was the mystery motive. Nobody knows why he did it. Number 8 was vengeance. So going back after dispute with postal managers. Number 7 was brown bag in it. The guy that carried, after having the confrontation, carried the gun back in the brown bag. Number 6, passed up for promotion. Number 5 was sleeping on the job. That's the guy who was on the night shift, fell asleep, got written up after requesting a day shift by the supervisor and got denied. Number 4 is not the dog. That's the guy who fucking killed the dog too. Number 3, that's a home run. Number 2, Fak'n Samurai.
Fak'n.
And number 1, what a relief. I will tell you, number 1 is not the fake story. That is, if you search Going Postal, you will 100% of the time find the Sherrill story.
See, I want to say I'm stuck on the Chris Ringle played Santa. However, if your name is Chris Ringle, it would kind of make sense that, hey, I'll play Santa because people call you Chris Ringle, so then you play Santa. So I guess I could say,
and he looked
if
like
his
him.
name was really
He had a
Chris
white beard.
Ringle, I guess I could see it. But then he got fucking fired 3 days over some snacks. I mean, I don't know, man. It's tough. I just don't know what other one. All the rest of them just sound so plausible. I can't get away from the Chris Ringle one, and I know
so
I'm
the
getting
name
fooled.
is his name is what's fucking you up on it.
Yeah.
So while
Chris,
we cogitate this,
Cogitate. That's a
I know,
great
that was a good
word.
for
Damn, I'm a cogitate in the shower later.
cogitate all over the wall.
For those listening on Discord, for those watching on Twitch, get your guesses in.
I'll tell you, the fake one has a lot of clues that are personally tied to me and not personally tied to me, but would require you to understand deep lore of the subject of the fake story. I'll explain that in a minute.
Can you read every word of all the list again?
Can you just go through all 10 one more time?
No, I'm just kidding.
Where's my rewind button?
I'm going to go with the one based off of that clue. I don't know the number, but I'm going to say the one that took place in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
That's the Chris Ringle one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is that the one that was like
Jacksonville, North Carolina is a place that I lived for
I know.
sure. Yeah.
Which one was number 6? Because I said number 6, remember? Before you even read the list.
I wrote it down.
I forgot.
Oh, that's passed up for promotion. That's Lawrence Jason. That's the French guy. He's a 20-year veteran, Dearborn, Michigan. Female coworker got the job he wanted. Take our jobs.
Michigan take no jobs.
He actually was the one who intended to go to work and, quote, shoot everybody. He's the one who threatened that.
I don't understand. You said the fake one has deep lore in like Adam's life. Like, I don't know you to be somebody who's going to go to work and shoot up people. So obviously there's some other part. Man, I'm just going to go with the Chris Ringle one.
All right. What's Discord say?
All right, I'm gonna a few different things.
I'm wrong. But
number 5 has been thrown out there. I personally think it's number 7, just based off your.
Number 7,
which was
7.
No clue, but I remember while he was saying it, his cadence was a little off.
Oh, brown bag in it.
I think it's 7 and brown bag. Yeah, that sounds right. I'm guessing.
All right,
7.
so I'm going number 3.
Number
7.
Then I'll go with number 4 just to split the difference.
Joe Mama says number 5.
All right, you guys ready?
2, 4, 5, 7.
The fake story is Chris Ringle.
So I was right.
Yeah.
I should have stuck with my guns.
Got him.
Let me give you a little bit of the insight here. So I teased several things in there, and if Discord picked up on any of this, I would be unbelievably impressed. So yes, Chris K. Ringle. Chris
you didn't
Ringle.
even say kiss fuck. I can't say it.
You had already clued in on Santa Claus with Chris Ringle,
The
so
second
I
you
couldn't
said
say
Chris
K.
Ringle, I was like, oh, fucking Santa Claus. Come on, man.
Jacksonville, North Carolina. Good call on that. That is a place that I lived for several years of my life. June 25th is the date of the attack. That is my birthday. And June 25th, 1997 is when I turned 18, ironically. So there's a few things in here. So Santa Claus's wife, Kris Kringle's wife, is named in here. Her name is Goody.
Is that like a backward spelling of one of your ex-wife's name?
It's actually Santa Claus's wife made her most active appearance yet by Catherine Lee Bates in her poem Goody Santa Claus on a Sleigh Ride in 1889. Goody is short for good wife, i.e. Mrs. The only wife Mrs. Claus has ever received is Goody. Now, there's been some other kind of stories that have different names for Mrs. Claus, but it's always been just Mrs. Claus.
It's the first letter of every single one of his ex-wives.
Also, the boss of Chris, the guy who turned in my story, the guy who turned in Chris Ringle for the video, like busted him, that's his supervisor, and his enemy, his name is Ethan.
Yeah, I was trying to pick up if Ethan was something.
I didn't say Ethan's last name in this specifically because it would give it away. Ethan's last name is Ethan Grinch. And the enemy of Santa Claus is the Grinch.
Yes, you made the right choice.
So Ethan the Grinch is the titular main protagonist from the book and television special How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
I didn't know he had a first name.
Yeah, I didn't either. I had to look it up.
Nice. Well, I'm glad I went with
So
it.
there you
I'm
go.
glad I'm glad the second I felt it, I just stayed with it.
I should have.
I was trying to come up with something more creative on that for the name, but I'm like, God, it's got to be Chris Kringle. What else can it be?
I mean, I got it right, but not too many people got it right.
Yeah, that's true.
So far, the best fake one ever is still Josh's fake disappearing civilization. That was awesome.
Yeah,
it was as good as
I
any
still
of the real
remember
ones.
the twist that I put in. I still remember the made up one. I know exactly what it was. That's still my favorite episode.
And that's the most downloaded episode ever.
It is not, actually.
We should go through and talk about, because you're re-reviewing a lot of the shows. We should go through and talk about some of your, like, as you're doing that, some of the more fun twists we've done, like in an after show or something.
We started twists in episode 3. The first 2 did not have twists. And it was kind of funny. It's early in the production, so I think it's okay to say this out loud, especially because you guys called attention to it. Like at one point, Tax says, like, yeah, I was working on it this afternoon for tonight, and I just didn't research that because I waited too long.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oof.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fine. It was accurate, and it's still a good list. But
the show has definitely grown. The amount of work we put in, it's because we're almost trying to, like, we're almost kind of trying to outdo each other on how good of a list we can produce.
Ooh, maybe we should provide something for our council members to where they can rate the shows. Have like different categories, and they add a rating and reviewing in Discord for each show.
We should absolutely let them. Hey, and they got to be honest. If it's a 3, if it's a 3 out of 10, it's a 3 out of 10.
It's a fucking skunk. If you get the twist too easy, like Chris Ringle.
Star Trek Next Generation, 1 out of 10.
You know what? We have something like that. It's all of your socials, wherever you're listening right now. If you feel like this episode is a 5 out of 5, then you hit 5 stars. If you think it's anything else, email us.
Hit 5 stars, yeah.
Hit 5 stars first. Email us and tell us what you really thought. No, that's... What else we got? I don't think we have anything. Let's
I don't
see.
think so. What else we got for the show? Got anything else to get a plug?
Ask for reviews.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I did that on purpose. That was on purpose.
Yeah, so to Josh's point, what helps us grow is word of mouth, number one. So if you have somebody that you think would enjoy our show, enjoy the content, enjoy our comedy style, all right, so Ron's comedy style, then be sure to share the show.
Nobody enjoys that. They
Let
just
us
put up with it.
Let them know we're not really for little ears. So we are a explicit tagged podcast, and now most likely explicit tagged videos as well.
We should probably do that.
We are for little people, though.
Oh yeah, it's a good call.
I think we are.
But we also, what helps us also grow is recognition from the podcast catcher apps. So the podcast apps out there like the Apple Podcasts, Google Music, whatever the fuck the
Google
podcast is for.
Spotify.
Yeah. Spotify especially. If you can give us a review, good, bad, indifferent, we would prefer obviously good, but be honest. If you can give us a review in Spotify, that will help Spotify generate our show in front of new eyes who may not have ever heard of Twisted 10 before. So we would unbelievably appreciate that. Again, we have additional content that our council members and council elders already know about. But if you want more of us, not on the rails like a Twisted 10 episode, go check out our Patreon. Become a council member. $5 a month is the pledge that you give to the show. That goes to things like these webcams that we have in here now. That is what paid for this. Our council members are what paid for these to get us this equipment.
Googs, can you get them socials up on screen? Get them links up?
Oh, check it out on Twitch right now. You will see President Googs tying up the social media links for all of our good stuff. So anyway, yeah, that's all I got. Is there anything else you want to say?
No,
That
good
was-
show.
That was fun. I would never have imagined that there was enough real
Actual
post
postal
office
stories.
workers going haywire to like build a full list out of. Like I assumed that there was like one like major post
I
office.
figured there was
catastrophe,
one or
but,
two, and that's what trended it. And that was I would have never thought there was that many.
This was
Dude,
fun.
this was only like the more entertaining. Granted, it was 9 out of the 30 in the one fake one, but there were a lot more stories out there than this too, and more international stories. But
Chris
it's not called
Ringle.
going postal in Quebec or wherever the fuck else in the world it is. It's just called shooting at the workplace. All right,
active shooter.
let's get out of here. Council members, council elders, thank you guys very much again for your support for the show. We're going to go record our after show live, so we're going to switch over in Discord to the council member only room.
And no Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch will end. We may be publishing the videos. I didn't this week for the last after show, but we will in the future, so you'll get to see videos of the after show if you want that too. I don't have anything else. So on behalf of the Twisted 10, I'm Adam.
I'm Josh.
I'm Ron.
And to our very special new member of our cast who's helping us stay all technical,
Sorry.
President Googs.
thank you guys. We will see you next week.